Brothers and sisters, in the authentic hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam by Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent Mu'adh ibn Jabal radiallahu anhu to Yemen. When he sent him to Yemen, he told him some very important advice. He said, "Yeah, Mu'adh, you're going to come across some people from the Ahl Kitab, so they're either Jews or they're Christians, and let the first thing that you tell them to do be La ilaha illallah, right? Say La ilaha illallah, believe that Allah is one and that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a messenger. If they accept that, then tell them about the 5 daily prayers. If they accept that, then tell them that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and here is the point of benefit from this hadith that we want to point out today. He said, and let the next thing that you tell them, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has obliged upon them an obligatory charity that is meant to be taken from their rich and given to their poor. Taken from their rich, given to their poor. It's a very, very important hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which a lot of people don't think about. First of all, the hadith shows that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent messengers worldwide. And this is something we should be doing as well. We should be going and giving da'wah to many, many people worldwide, telling them about the basics of Islam. Secondly, the hadith tells us that ultimately zakat is one of the most important essential parts and pillars of faith. That essentially right after salah comes zakat. Thirdly, the hadith shows us that ultimately zakat is something that is meant to be taken from the rich of a country and given to the poor of the same country. Have you thought of that? Taken from their rich, given to their poor. And this hadith is a point of benefit, such as in different madhabs, like Imam al-Shafi'i rahimahullah. He said that this hadith is a proof and evidence that the zakat of a country should not be given to another country, should be actually given first and foremost to the poor people in that country only. And then when there is an extra amount left, then it can be given to other people. So he was quite strict on that, until he even mentioned that if the zakat is taken away from a country whilst there is actually need still there in that country, then the zakat is invalid. In fact, majority of the scholars of Islam are of the opinion that whatever Allah has obliged, whether it be zakat, whether it be kafara, right? You did a sin, so you need to expiate. You broke an oath, for example, you slept with your wife in the month of Ramadan, whatever it be, and you need to make an expiation, then the expiation, the feeding of the slaves, the feeding of the poor people, the freeing of the slaves, the clothing of poor people, everything actually is in your own country. So if you ask me, for example, you broke your oath, how much should I actually give to feed a poor person? We say, how much does it cost to actually feed a poor person in your country? That is the amount that should be given away to feed another poor person in another country. Even if that amount that you're giving might actually feed more people than just one person. And that is because the obligatory things are obligatory in the country of your residence. And this is why zakat should also be taken from the country that you're residing in, given to the poor, first and foremost in the country that you're residing. Think about this. Have you actually pondered upon whether there is actually poor people in your country or not? Have you thought about, have you researched, have you found out? You know what? You'll be shocked and surprised that there's so much need for so many Muslims in so many of the Western countries, whilst we don't even think. So I urge you all to really find out about the need in your own backyard. Find out what the hadith of Rasulullah is really trying to tell you. Find out whether we're missing something down the track, or you know, what's happening to the Muslims. For the last 20, 25, 30 years that the Muslim minorities have been living in the West, we're still in need. What are we doing? Why are we still not able to look after our own affairs? Simply because really we have forgotten that when we have moved to this country, we know we now need to actually focus on helping the poor people in this country first before anywhere else. Jazakallah khair. I hope you're benefiting from this. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.